After Julio Caesar was murdered, three men took the control of Rome. Mark Antony, it was a great soldier and a respectful boss. Octavius Caesar, it was the adopted son of Julio Caesar, and Marcus Lepidus, it was a Roman politician.
Antony left Rome and went to Egypt. There in Egypt he fell in love with Cleopatra. Cleopatra was the king of Egypt, and Antony with Cleopatra went to live in Alexandria in the Cleopatra's palace.
While he was living in Egypt, Antony forgot Rome. After some time, a messenger from Caesar went to Egypt to tell Antony some important news. Antony didn't want to hear them. After that, another messenger went to talk to him, and Antony finally listened to him. The messenger told him that his wife and his brother had a battle with Caesar and they lost.
After the message, Antony felt very angry and he decided to have a battle against Caesar. And suddenly he got some information about Pompey. It was a rebel from the island of Sicily. He, Pompey, wanted to have a battle against Rome, and Antony wanted to go with Pompey. He prepared his soldiers.
Antony went to talk with Cleopatra, and Cleopatra got very angry and told him that she was going to live alone with her own life. Antony told her that she wasn't going to forget her.
Pompey and his two friends, Menecrates and Minas, were talking that they will win the battle because they thought that Antony, the best soldier, was in Egypt with Cleopatra. After that, Caesar's sister married Antony, and Caesar and Antony became brothers. While Antony and Octavia were going to leave to Athens, Caesar and Lepidus broke the agreement and he killed Pompey. Then Caesar put Lepidus in prison. After that, Antony discovered by a message from Octavia, and he sent Octavian to Rome.
Antony was very angry, and he decided to get a battle against Caesar in Egypt, in the sea. Antony's friends told him that it was a bad idea because he hasn't got very good ships and neither good soldiers to row.
A few days later the battle began. For Antony everything was going all right until Cleopatra's ship arrived. Antony gave the order to follow them and the victory was Caesar. Canidius and Enovirus left the part of Antony and started with Caesar.
When Antony left the battle to go and talk with Cleopatra, he told her that he was a very brave man, that he had won and lost a lot of battles. And he told her what has she done to him. And Cleopatra apologized to him, and she told to him that she didn't expect him to follow her. Antony kissed Cleopatra, and everything with them were good.
Later, Antony sent a message to Caesar. He asked him to allow him to stay in Egypt, but Caesar refused the message. Caesar told Cleopatra that he will be generous with her if she kills or gets away Antony.
When Antony heard this, he challenged Caesar to get in a battle, and Antony won.
Later, Caesar wants to get a battle against Antony. He prepared his ships for the third battle. The battle was a disaster for Antony. During the battle, Cleopatra's sailors surrounded and joined Caesar's army.
One of Antony's men had no chance to win, so he went to Alexandria. He felt betrayed by Cleopatra. She tells that she can't help him. Then he sent her to a monument to send a message to Antony, telling him that she has died.
She accepted his proposal and told him to go to Antony and tell him he was died, and the last word she said was his name. After Antony that Cleopatra died, he wanted to forgive her for betraying.
So he killed himself and